Hi, everybody. My name is Desiree Rose, and I'm here with Rachel and with Kim Hogan and Rachel Olbiter. And we are hosting our first session of Bookings Bootcamp. I don't know about you guys, but one of the things I learned last night at my team meeting was transparency is really awesome. And my team needed to hear that sometimes my calendar sucks as well. And so I'm here because I probably need a bookings boot camp for myself. And but I also know that when I work my business, it works itself. And so that way I can actually pick up the phone and I can do the things that I need. And so I love this training. I've done it with a couple of my team members, and I'm hoping that you'll get a really good foundation and start with your bookings and helping fill your calendar. So if you have questions as we're going along, I will tell you that I have muted all of you. And so I just need you to wave at me, or if you're on the phone, there is a chat section. And so you can put up a chat if you have something. There will be interactive segments that we will need your assistance. So please throw out all of your inhibitions and join us, because that's how you learn, the more you participate. So I'm super excited, and I'm going to turn it over to Rachel.
Yay! All right, guys, welcome to part one of our Booking Blitz boot camp. Just to introduce myself, my name is Rachel Olbiter. I'm a sales director with Pampered Chef. I've been with the company for 5 years. I live right outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So I thought maybe why don't we just go one at a time, and you can introduce yourself, kind of the same thing. What is your title with the company? How long have you been selling Pampered Chef, and where are you from? So we'll start. Desiree, go ahead and just call on people one at a time and unmute them.
Okay, I'm going to start with Becky.
Hi, I'm Becky. I'm right outside of Philadelphia. I've been selling on and off for 2 years.
All right, thank you. Whose team are you on, Becky?
Kim's.
Yay. All right, Janine?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. I'm Janine King. I'm on Rachel's team. I live in Beckley, West Virginia. That's about 4 hours south of Pittsburgh. But I'm originally from the Pittsburgh area, so. And I've been doing Pampered Chef for 2 years.
Welcome. All right, Christina?
Hi, I'm Christina. I am joining by phone and by video. I've never done this before. I'm part of Kim's team. I just started about a week and a half ago, and I'm excited to be successful. So I'm not sure what to say, but there you go.
Yay.
Welcome.
All right, Amber, I'm going to remember which number you are. What's the first digit of your phone number, Amber? Show me with your fingers. 5512.
Yes.
It's you. Yay. Go.
Hi. My name's Amber Mackley. I live just outside of Austin, Texas, but I grew up in the Pittsburgh area, and that's how I know Rachel for most of my life now, and I am on Rachel's team as of a week ago.
Yay. Congratulations. All right, Kim, you're up.
Hi, I'm Kim Hogan. I'm a director from Pennsylvania, right outside of Philly, and I've been with the Pampered Chef going on 6 years this summer.
Yay. And Sonia.
Hi, I'm Sonia Robinson. I'm on Kim Hogan's team, and I am in Levittown, PA, right outside of Philly. I've been with Pampered Chef for 1.5 years.
Yay. Okay, Robin. Robin, I don't know which phone number you are. I'm going to just unmute random ones now. Who's 215-778-9620?
Me?
Okay, me.
Hello? Sorry, this is Kelly. I'm on Kim Hogan's team. I'm right outside of Philadelphia in Bensalem, and I've been doing this for almost 90 days now.
Yay, welcome. All right, Robin, are you with us?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
Okay. My name is Robin. I am on Kim Hogan's team. I just started, I think it was April I joined for the second time. and I am actually in Philadelphia.
All right, awesome. And who is 757-645-8557?
Sorry, guys, I can't get comfortable.
Are you there? Can you hear me? If you are, say, hey, my name is. Okay. 215-332-2962. If you haven't
That
said,
was me, Robin.
okay.
That was me, Robin.
Oh, good. Okay, got you. Okay. If you haven't said your name, it's time for you to say your name now. But we can't hear you. We love you and we want to know you, but we'll talk to you later. Okay, my name is Desiree and I've been with the Pampered Chef for 5 years, and I am in Virginia in a little small town called Poquoson, and I am on my team. I don't know on anybody else's team. Okay, it's all you, Rachel.
Okay, cool. All right, so by coming to the boot camp today, you have shown a commitment to your business that are going to help you achieve your goals. And I think what's really important to know is that we all have different goals. Some of us might be wanting to do this full time and be trying to get 10 bookings on our calendar, and some of you might be wanting to do 2 or 3. And whatever those goals are, that's totally okay. They're yours. It's our job as your director team to support you in that. You guys know that June is coming up. It's right around the corner. You know, it's a big month with Pampered Chef. We have the opportunity to earn all the new free products that are coming out in the fall. So how many of you want to get a giant box of free stuff on your porch? Yes, wave your hands, right? So, you know, you get those bookings on your calendar and it's like Christmas twice a year. I love it. So this boot camp is about that, about getting your calendar booked as much as we can. So there's lots of things that you can do to get bookings. We're going to kind of break it down and give you lots of ideas and give you some skills to get that done. So part of this, and I mentioned this on the Facebook page, is that we might ask you to do some things that aren't totally comfortable. How many of you are not looking forward to that part? Anyone? A bit nervous what we're going to make you do? But that's what it is. So we know that if you're comfortable, you're not growing. If you get a little bit uncomfortable, then you're going to grow your business, and whether that be more bookings, add more people to your team, all those kind of things. So that's kind of the job. Now, do all of you have your participant guide handy? All of you? Okay, now if you look on page 1, you'll see there's like a little military cadence there. And yes, we're going to make you sing. So Desiree, I don't know, can you unmute everybody for just a minute? Of course, she just ran away. Oh, there she is. I give you one job and you run away. Can you unmute everybody for just a minute? No?
I don't think I can unmute everyone at the same time.
Okay.
But I can unmute everyone at the same, like, here we go. Hold on. Okay, nobody make any random noises. You're all on speaker. Okay, everybody's unmuted now.
Okay, so you see on page 1, there's a little military cadence there. We're all going to sing. Are you ready? And it's like goes along with the military. Anyone know that tune? Are you going to make me do it, right?
I've been told.
Are you ready to start? You guys all see it? Nod your heads.
We're going to need you to sing it for us one time by yourself, Rachel.
I don't think so. You will all hang up immediately. I can promise you that.
Revenge is mine. Oh, sorry.
Are you ready? Are you guys ready? Please don't make me do this alone. Ready? At the Pampered Chef, we love what we do.
The best part is you can too.
Oh, that's pathetic, guys.
I don't know the tune.
Booking, recruiting, it's what we do.
Our job's never done.
2.
4 shows a month, and we're on our way.
And we're on our way.
8 shows make
8
up
shows make a day.
sound off.
Booking,
Sound off.
recruiting.
We want success.
Okay, we're gonna go back to the mute thing now.
Yeah.
Wow, someone's getting their ear licked. That's awesome. Hey,
Not
we had a music accompaniment with Becky's kid in the background. He was playing the guitar for us.
Except
Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about a couple different things. Tonight, we're really going to start on how do you generate leads and networking. So before we start about that, I want to tell you to think about, if you fully booked your calendar to get all the bookings that you want, I want you to think about what you're going to do with that money. You know, some of you might be trying to eliminate debt. Some of you might be paying for college. Some of you are looking to add money to your monthly income. Are you looking to earn one of the incentive trips with Pampered Chef? Are you looking to recruit more team members? If you're looking to grow your team, the first thing you do is increase your bookings, because if you increase your bookings, you're going to meet more people, and then your team's going to grow. It just goes hands in hand. So definitely make sure you keep reminding yourself of what your goals are and what you're going to do with all of that extra money you make with Pampered Chef, especially when it starts to get a little bit hard. That's a really good idea. So our first topic we're going to cover is networking. And the success of your business really depends on your ability to network and connect with others. And when you do that, you get a continuous supply of leads. So you become that person that when someone posts on Facebook, hey, I want to have a Pampered Chef party, can anyone introduce me? You want them to tag you. You want them to remember you. You want the phone to start ringing, you know, and it does happen if you start networking and developing those contacts. Now, if you look at the definition of networking, it is the process of developing contacts and building new relationships to expand our business, which is kind of a fancy way to say everything I just said. So when does networking start to happen? It starts to happen when we become present in our lives and being aware of what's going on around us. Now, how many of you feel like, I don't know enough people? I don't know enough people to be successful. A lot of you, I know, Janine moved to a new town when she opened her business. Amber's in the same boat, right? The reality is we do know a lot of people. It's just we're not taking advantage of those interactions with people. So part of this is to start making you aware of how many people you do interact with on a daily business basis and how to take advantage of those. So when you're networking with someone, your goal should be 3 things. You want to leave each person you meet with an interest in knowing about us and the Pampered Chef, a desire to learn more about you and the Pampered Chef, and a good feeling about you. So that's kind of what you want to do. Now, what I'd like for you all to do, if you look on page 3, there should be a list, and there's like a spreadsheet, and can someone hold up their page 3 just so we know what we're looking at? Oh, Sonia has it. You guys all see what she's looking at? Okay. Then the first column, there's a list of 10 places that you need to, and if you don't have it printed out, don't worry, you can just grab a piece of paper and just make a list. We're looking at 10 places that you can network. And these are just places that you're going to see people that you could potentially talk about your business. I'm going to give you some examples. A restaurant, a doctor's office, but make these relevant to you. Don't say, you know, at NASA if you're not going to be there this week. You know, these are 10 places that are relevant to you that you might be this week where you think you could spread word about your business. I'm going to give you a minute to go ahead and make your list, and you guys can just wave your hands when you think you've got 10. Very quiet here. You guys are good little workers. Does anybody have 10 yet, or is anybody stumped? Does everybody stumped?
No, I got my 10.
Oh, you good? Good job. Okay, Christina, I see your note. We're going to get you out more, girl. I'm gonna give you one more minute. I'm gonna go lock my door since apparently it's like a free for all to run in this room when I'm working. Literally have to
I
lock
thought she meant like her house door. I thought you meant like your house door, and I was like, what?
I lock myself in a room away from my children sometimes. Or then they'll start passing notes underneath the door to try to get my attention that way. Okay, so is everyone ready to move on to talk about our list a little bit? We're going to talk about what we all have on our list because someone else might mention something that would be helpful. So let's see, Sonia, you made eye contact.
I'm gonna unmute her. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. You guys can unmute yourselves too, but I don't mind doing it. I just wanted you to know you can if I'm not that quick on it.
Okay, Sonia, why don't you hear about what's on your list?
I have my allergist office, bank, grocery store, Target, and my day job. You said within the next week, right?
Right.
So those are places I know I'll go within the next week.
Now, you mentioned the bank, and I want to give you all a challenge with this. How many of you, when you go to the bank or Starbucks or any of those places, how many of you drive through? That's going to be one goal for this week is don't drive through anywhere. Go into all of these places. Yes, Christina, that means you. And I was like, that means I have to put a bra on. But yes, you do.
That means I have to drag 2 kids in.
Well, yeah. I hear you. I definitely
Wait, I think it is a challenge to go inside, but I'm just going to say you can still do it through the drive-through. I 2 weeks ago got a $328 catalog show on St. Patrick's Day because the girl complimented me on my green. She's like, you'd be surprised how many people aren't wearing green. I was like, oh, really? Well, I love wearing green. I especially like my green papered chef shirts. She was like, oh, you do Pampered Chef? Yeah, it was totally lame, I know. But at the same time, she's just like, do you have a catalog? And I said, yes. So I gave her a catalog. Before I could go home, she had gone on my website and filled out the contact me form and said, can I do the catalog show? And so $328 later. So the drive-through can work if you have little kids, but like she said, going in is even better.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just a challenge because, I mean, a lot of times, or I'm, you know, honestly, now that my bank does remote deposit, I don't even go to the bank anymore. So it's a challenge for me to go to the bank.
So they're actually even more hungry to see people because of mobile banking.
Yes, they are for sure. They're like starved little puppies. And I know a couple of you are new consultants. So when you're going to the bank to set up your order payment accounts, you know, go in and have a conversation with them. And there's nothing wrong with shopping around to a couple banks, you know, see who's going to give you business and then open up your checking account there. I'm just kidding. You don't have to do all that work. So yeah, that was good, Sonia. Thank you very much. All right, Janine, you're up, girlfriend.
Janine.
Okay. Well, we recently down here, since I don't have any friends, since I'm new to the area, we started a women's group. So the first time that we did it, and we try to do it at least once a month, but we're going to try to do it every 2 weeks. The first time we did it, there were 3 women, and then the second time we went, there were 6. So hopefully it'll grow, and you know we'll get more people to talk to about the Pampered Chef. So
good. All right. Anyone else have different places on your list than were mentioned so far?
I have
Amber?
sports.
Go ahead, Amber.
Oh yeah, go. Oh, she's the 512 number, right? Is that you?
That's me. I said the vet's office. My husband's job, because they all have wives, and the hairdresser.
Perfect.
Did anybody put the nail place? I have the nail place. I don't really do my nails often, so that's actually a good one for me. I just randomly go to different ones. And I have the dance studio.
See, now you can justify, I have to go get my nails done. Tell your husbands, because my Pampered Chef director says I need to go get business.
Tax write-off.
That's right. Now it's a business trip.
Win.
Let me see someone else on my list. And don't forget to create business. You know, how many of you, if you have some free time, go to, yes, Christina, seriously. Go to.
My cleaning lady is also a tax write-off. Okay, I digress.
Go to Starbucks, go to Panera, and sit there and do some online training and just make conversation. Don't hide in the back booth and put your earbuds on and hope that no one looks at you. You know, really just make it a goal. Go to the mall and shop around and talk to people. You know, I mean, sometimes it's called shopping for business, but you know, all of those things are good connections. Let me see what else. There are lots of groups out there. Now, when you join networking groups, I always tell my team, some of them are really expensive and some of them you have to do all these mandatory meetings when you really want to look around, but meetup.com is a good way. Sometimes there are just women's social groups, foodie groups, book clubs. I mean, all kinds of things out there, whatever fits your need and your interest, you know, feel free to join them. I would say just be not careful, but just make sure you really look at what you're committing yourself to. I know there's networking groups around here. They're like, it's $500 a year and you have to give so many referrals to other members, and they're very intense. So I wouldn't recommend getting yourself involved in something like that, but there are definitely a lot more casual ones that you can join. Those of you that have kids, look at joining moms groups, playground groups, MOPS groups. You know, use your kids for your business. That's for sure. That's why we had them, right? I'm just kidding.
So Rachel, when we did this booking boot camp once before, one of the things that worked really well, and one of my girls has actually started doing, is she makes it a repeat location. So let's say you pick Starbucks or you pick Panera. Every Tuesday, she goes there from 11 to 12:15. And every Tuesday, it's the same workers. And so she's been there for 3 weeks now, and they've started to get to know her. They know her order. She's actually started making connections with them. And the cool thing about it is you don't want to go up to them the first time you go into the Panera and say, hey, I do Pampered Chef. But maybe by the third or fourth time, when they start asking, hey, we see you every Tuesday, that's when you can approach the subject and say, oh, yeah, well, this is where I come to get my Pampered Chef work done for an hour. It's kind of outside the house, it's away from the kids, and I use the Wi-Fi. Then you've kind of tripped onto the subject instead of being really like, I guess, overzealous in the very beginning. Or if you wear logo wear, when, you know, every time you go, if you're wearing logo wear, one of the things that I do when I'm there by myself at Starbucks or Panera, I always put a catalog on the table. So it looks like it's something that I'm like using or looking at or something like that. But that's, you know, I've had people pick it up and ask me questions about it. So that's another way.
Yeah. And even if you're going out to dinner with your husband, there's nothing wrong with throwing down, you know, or not your husband or anyone, throwing down a big Pampered Chef catalog at the end of the table. And you'll be surprised how many people walking through are going to comment it. I've been flagged down in the parking lots before. All kinds of things. So making connections is really about building businesses. And this is really important because I think a lot of us get tripped up with this, is that we are not in the business of selling kitchen tools. We are in the people business who happen to sell kitchen tools. So our business is all about people. And then you happen to find out what they need. So you can know everything there is to know about a mix and chop, but if you're not connecting with people, then, you know, you're definitely going to struggle a little bit. When you find a way to easily connect with people and build relationships, you're going to feel more comfortable with that as well. So there's basically two key elements to this. And the first one is your image and first impression. And most people make a judgment about you in the first 30 seconds. So it's definitely, you know, good to think about, you know, how to make a good impression. And I know you all know how to do that, but you know, I'm a mom, and I always laugh because I'm like, you know, I drop my kids off at school. They look like they're out of a Baby Gap commercial, and I look like The Walking Dead. But, you know, I mean, you're like, oh, please, how many of you run to the store and you're like, oh, please, no, I hope nobody I know sees me. And then you see like 25 people. But it is really important, especially when you're representing Pampered Chef, to think a little bit twice. I always think, someone said this to me once, like, if Doris Christopher, the founder of our company, if she was in her car with you, what would she think? You know, and you don't want to look messy, you don't want to look dirty, because people are gonna be like, I don't want that woman in my kitchen. Like, she's a mess, she's a hot mess. So think about your appearance when you're going out, especially and you don't have to be dressed up to the nines. You don't have to go buy new clothes, but just take that extra minute to kind of assemble yourself before you go out. But the bigger part of it, besides your appearance, is how you treat people. And, it's like the laws of kindergarten. What are the things that we learned about when we were in kindergarten as far as how to get along with people? What are some of those golden rules? And we won't unmute everyone, but, be nice to people, smile, say hello. If someone walks past you, don't just put your head down and hope not to make eye contact. Actually say hello to each other. Share your toys. If you see someone struggling with something, offer them a pen. I mean, you'd be surprised how often just those little random acts of kindness and goodwill end up turning into a contact. So if you look at page 4, it's kind of about self-image, and we're going to kind of go past that one because I think this is something you can do on your own. But it's about a questionnaire of how do you think you portray your self-image, and it's very telling what you kind of know about yourself. But we want to kind of roll this into how different to make connections. Now, how many of you are like, okay, I like people, I'm going to go to Starbucks, but I really don't know, how am I going to weasel Pampered Chef into that conversation? How many of you feel a little bit uncomfortable about that? No, you all feel good. You know what you're doing. Oh, good. Becky doesn't. And it can be hard. The first thing we always say is that you want to be friendly. You want to smile. You want to look them in the eye. You want to ask them a question. If it's a mom with her kids, if it's, I always find a way to compliment them. That's always a nice, easy way to start a conversation. If they've got kids and you're sitting there watching a baseball game, oh my gosh, your son is such a good catcher. If they've got a cute bag, if they've got jewelry on, I always think, especially if they have like a little dog pin or a cat pin and they have animals, and people that have their animals, they love them. Try to find some common ground, something to talk about that you can ask them a question that's not, you don't want to be, hi, my name is Rachel and I sell Pampered Chef, in their face, because that doesn't feel good. So you want to get them talking. And at some point, you want to kind of get the magic words out of their mouth, which end up being, does anyone know what the magic words are when you're networking? Can anyone guess? Nobody? You want to find, oh, go ahead, Kim.
You sell Pampered Chef? I love Pampered Chef.
I do love that. So I'm going to let Kim kind of take it over from here because we talked about this. Kim, are you ready to go forth with the networking? How do we get these conversations from, okay, I see this mom at the park, we're sitting on a bench next to each other. What do I do with this? And what do I want to get from that person? So I'll let Kim go ahead and take over from now.
All right, hold on. We're on page 5, is that right?
8. We're on page 8.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not keeping up.
Our page 8, not your page 8, guys. Sorry.
Oh. All right. Well, that's why I was. All right. Hold on. Sorry. I thought we were just following you today. Sorry. All right. So we talked. Rachel talked about finding a common ground. So making sure when you meet somebody, if you're complimenting them, the sooner that you have something in common with the person, it kind of breaks down the barriers. So what's the best way to find a common ground? It's just simply starting a conversation. You might ask yourself, how do I do that? It's simple. Again, paying them a compliment. And they always say those magic words that I'm with the Pampered Chef. So we're going to take a few minutes. So say you're at a soccer game, sitting next to a mom you've seen before but haven't met. How would you start the conversation? Here's what this might sound like. Hi, I'm Kim with the Pampered Chef. Hi, I'm Kim, and I noticed that your son's having such a great game. My son loves soccer, being on the soccer team. How long has your son been playing soccer? or what grade is he in? I think they might be in the same class. So there's your common ground. They both like soccer. Maybe they're in the same class. As the conversation continues, by asking questions until you can mention the fact that you're with the Pampered Chef. Gosh, I'm so lucky that I'm able to go to so many soccer games because I have a flexibility with my job. I don't know if you knew it or not, but I'm with the Pampered Chef. And then they lead the way. And the majority of this time it happens, I love the Pampered Chef. So let's stop here and practice doing what I just did using your networking list. So did you want to pick have each person pick a place where they might be going this week and have them just pick something they would say?
Yeah, I think doing some role playing. So I think it'll be easier if we do it with them. So maybe we'll just pick them one at a time and we can be the lead and they can be the consultants. So we'll give you all about 10 seconds to look at your list. You get to pick one place you're going to go this week and tell us where we're going. And then we're going to play your whatever. You tell us who we are. And then you're going to get to practice with us. All right, Becky, you look ready. All right, Kim, you want to go do it with Becky?
Sure. So Becky, where are we at?
I guess I'm going to the doctor's office because Mom's not doing too well, so I might be at quite a few.
Okay. I'm going to sit here reading my magazine at the doctor's office.
Oh, so I got to start with you? All right.
Yeah.
Have you been waiting long?
Oh, yeah. I have such a stressful job, and I have so much work to do. This is just so annoying having to wait so long.
Really? I was just, wait a second, wait a minute.
That's okay.
Oh, yeah, I know. I hate my daytime job too, but I'm trying to build my business so I can stay at home more and be able to help my mom more.
Oh, what do you do?
I started with Pampered Chef about 2 years ago, and I'm trying to build a team.
I love the Pampered Chef. I don't know anybody that sells Pampered Chef around here.
Oh, let me get you a catalog.
Then what would, wait. Then what would the next step be?
Can I get your name and number and put you on my Facebook page?
Sure. Or newsletter, or yeah, definitely have to post it.
I want to get past that newsletter and get them on my Facebook page.
Either way. Get them on the newsletter too, because then once a month you're going in their inbox.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Email, phone, very important. Make sure you get both.
Okay. Sorry, kids are burping.
That's all right.
Okay.
Now, for those of you that are new, what's going on here is you're going to try to find that common ground. You want to get their contact information, and that's the second part of it. And the best way to do that is what we encourage you to do is take 10 mini catalogs. For those of you that are brand new, you may not have them yet. That's okay. You can just take catalogs.
Or recipe cards if they don't have catalogs.
Yes. You put them in your bag, and you want to get 10 door prize slips or Post-it notes, whatever you want to use. But Desiree has a Post-it note. There she is. These are ones that a consultant has had made up on Vistaprint, but we can you can make those too. If you don't have that, that's fine. Just go to the dollar store and buy Post-it notes and stick them on there. And you're going to put 10 of them on there. And when you hand them the catalog, you want to ask them, hey, I want to put you on my newsletter list so we have contact once a month. I like to say I have a drawing every month for all of my new customers I meet. Can I have your name and email so I can put you in the drawing? That's always a non-confrontational.
Yeah, you could say for a free pizza party or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And everybody wins the pizza party.
Yeah. So whatever you want to do, the key is getting their conversation. So we're going to give you a challenge later this month, but just so you know, that's kind of your end goal, is not only to tell them that you sell Pampered Chef, but to try to find a way to get their contact information. So good job, Becky. Good job. All right, Janine.
Hi, I have no idea.
Where are we going?
So is this to like get their contact information, or are we trying to get a recruit, or are we trying to get a booking?
Whatever.
Hey, if you can start recruiting people at the grocery store, you go for it.
works if you work it.
I don't know. I'm not good at this, so this is something that I struggle with.
That's okay.
That's why we're
That's
practicing.
why we're here.
I don't even know where to start though. So
Name a place you're going to go this week. Where are you going to go?
You at the moms group, right?
the women's group, yeah. We haven't scheduled it this month, but I mean, I guess, but they all know that I sell Pampered Chef already, so.
Well, where's some place that you feel most comfortable? Because that's where I encourage my team members to start this type of thing. If you're uncomfortable at the doctor's office or the nail place, then that's not where you're going to want to start this. But if you're most comfortable, let's just say at the bank, because you know the bank lady and you talk to her all the time, you know, then maybe that's where you should begin your conversation. So look at your list and see where is some place that you would feel in your element.
Probably at work.
Okay, so then let's do that one.
Okay, but
What's my role? Is it a coworker? Is it the FedEx girl? What is it?
I mean, I work with all men.
Oh, I can be a man. No, I'm just kidding. Wait. Can I be the man for just a second? Can I be like your coworker down like 7 cubes over? Let me be him. I got it.
Okay. Hi, Terry. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so great. It's just, you know, I can't stand. I'm not looking forward to lunch.
Oh, really? How's Lauren's basketball team been going?
Oh, Lauren's great, but within all of her schedule and stuff like that, we never ever eat at home, and so there's never leftovers for lunch anymore, which used to be the highlight of my day.
Oh, really? Well, see, I was going a different route. I was going fundraisers. So
work with the customer.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, so wait. I just told you that I don't like my lunch and we're too busy in the evening.
Okay.
Think about ways that your business can help lunches and busy evenings.
I don't know.
What about a freezer meal workshop?
I'm not big on freezer meal workshops, so.
What about a cooking show to help the wife learn how to cook fast on busy weeknights?
I don't know.
A rock.
I don't know. Not good at this.
That's why we're trying. I think let's role reverse then. You be Terry for just a second, and you be the one who doesn't like the meals and doesn't like the busy weeknights that you can't eat at home. Will you be him for a second?
Sure.
Okay. So, oh my gosh, I really hate the fact that you don't look forward to lunch because I love looking forward to lunches.
Well, I go to lunch every day out, so I don't.
Oh, wow. You must make a whole lot more here than I do because my budget cannot afford that.
I don't know. I'm not good at this.
You're not good at eating lunch because when you go out, you eat out. Like, where do you guys go? Because one of the things that I just started doing is making these meals. Like, I have a couple friends over at my house and we make 10 meals, and my wife, or not my wife, I'm still a woman now. So my husband has leftovers the next day, and so do I. And like, it's awesome. Have you ever heard of freezer meal workshops?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, so I just started recently with the Pampered Chef, and I'm kind of excited about it because the first thing I did was I did a freezer meal workshop, and it sold me because we got together with all these other people and we made 10 meals to put in the freezer. So then all's my husband or I have to do is drop them in the crock pot.
That sounds great.
Is that something your wife can do, is crock pot cook, or no?
Sure.
Yeah? So
yeah.
You don't even have to have any of the special tools that Pampered Chef has. You just drop it from a Ziploc bag into the crock pot.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I'm going to bring one of my meals to work later on this week, and I thought maybe I could share a portion of it so that way I could save your lunchtime.
Cool. Free lunch sounds good.
Cool. All right. Does sloppy joes or enchilada casserole sound better? Because we haven't decided what we're having for dinner Wednesday night.
Let's do sloppy Joe.
Awesome. You bring the chips, I'll bring the buns and the sloppy joes.
Awesome.
Meet you in the break room. So
Cool.
see, I think the part that's hard as new consultants is feeling like we have to do it as a script or we have to do it perfect. This is real life. Nothing about this is going to be perfect, Janine. You just have to speak from your heart. And you have to tell them why you enjoy Pampered Chef and why Pampered Chef makes your life easier. I know that you joined this company under Rachel or Kim for the right reason, meaning it was either income or a love for the tools. That's what your passion has to be. Can that help you?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably something that I'm going to have to work on with Rachel because that whole situation is not going to work for me because I don't do freezer meal workshop. And the reason why I joined was because to meet people. So these are the people that I already know. So
And yeah, we're going to have to work on getting you out. And even if it's a matter of us having to create situations, I know you had talked about joining curves. I know you had talked about, some things that you were thinking about doing. I mean, we're going to still have to get you out to meet people. And you do a lot of vendor shows too, which all this applies, also to vendor shows, which are kind of a whole different ballgame, but that's where you're actually setting up a table. And
right. I do a lot of vendor shows. That's usually where I meet people.
Okay,
but
great.
it's like a different, because they already know I'm a Pampered Chef consultant because I'm in a booth.
Why don't you role play with Rachel really quickly on a vendor show? Act like Rachel just walked up to your table. You said you weren't good at this. You're a pro if you do vendor events.
Well, I mean, I thought we were talking to people that, I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know.
No,
I'm not a pro. But
Well, at a vendor event, you're not going to know everybody coming up to your table, most likely. So they're all going to be new contacts.
Right.
Yeah, and that's totally fine. And truthfully, I mean, sometimes for me, it's easier in a vendor event because like, oh, I'm here being the Pampered Chef lady. And sometimes when you have to switch that role when you're not in a thing. But the point is that when you're meeting people, even at a vendor show, don't be handing out business cards and handing out mini catalogs. That's not what your job is. You're not a human flyer dispenser. Okay, you want to be getting contact information back. Because if you can't follow up with them, you're going to have very few people are going to pick up your card and take it home and then go look up your website and then come find you. Okay, that happens, but very infrequently. So your goal is to get their contact information back. And it's not about the people that are like, oh, that's okay, I'll just take your catalog. I'll call you if I need something. Don't worry about them because you're going to have those people. Okay, this is about the people that are going to give you their information. And I would say it's probably 6 or 7 out of 10. To be perfectly honest. And it doesn't have to be nonchalant. I always say email and phone number. That's all I want. So at the very minimum, I can shoot them an email, add them to my newsletter list and follow up with them. If they're hesitant at first, a good hint is to flip over your catalog and show them that your email, your phone number is on the back, because then they feel like, okay, we're swapping information now. So it kind of levels the playing field. Which makes them feel better. Make sure you reassure them, like, I'm not going to share your information. I'm not going to go home and sell it to somebody. I'm just here trying to, I want to be your Pampered Chef consultant since you don't have one. Another thing to do while they are giving you their information or filling out the door prize slip is to keep the conversation going. Ask them, like, when was the last time you've been to a show? Do you have a consultant? I would think that's really important to ask, because if they tell you they have a consultant, I mean, that's just not how we operate. We don't go around stealing customers from people. So kind of my rule of thumb is if they say, oh yeah, I have a consultant, it's Lisa so-and-so, and they know her name, I usually kind of back off at that point, because it's just, but if they're like, oh yeah, the girl from work brings a catalog from some other girl, like, to me, that doesn't count that they have a consultant. To me, I always think if they know her name, then, they have a consultant. But still add them to your newsletter list. I always do, but I just kind of don't follow up quite as strongly. Ask them what their favorite product is. That's always a really good conversation starter, because if they say, I love the stones, I love the quick stir pitcher, I love the deep cover baker, now you can talk about that. And you can also say, I want to email you some recipes for that product. And don't worry if you don't have any recipes to email. You can go find some to email them, but a lot of people won't give me their contact information. But when when I offer to email them information about something or give them ideas for a product they already own, they're willing to do that. when you're planning to do a fair or a bridal show, or even if there's, I have a girl on my team that started her entire business at yard sales. I'm not kidding. Like, she would find out when there was those big community yard sales, find a friend that lives in that neighborhood and put up a table. She had balloons on either end. She set out some Pampered Chef products. She would give away, do a raffle of some products on her table, and it was free. It was a couple of hours on a Saturday morning, and she built her entire business like that. I mean, that's just, she could take the kids with her. They could play in the table behind her. So if your neighborhood is coming up with a yard sale, or you know, a friend that lives, I mean, the community yard sales are nice just because you tend to get more traffic already. So, you know, we all know those neighborhoods that you're like, oh, when they have yard sales, the cars are out the wazoo, and that yard sale season is like here. So that's time. What I often do too is I do a lot of open houses and host my own show. And a lot of times, if I know I'm going to do like a vendor show or 2 vendor shows in a row, I'll schedule an open house for right after that. So while I'm there and I'm meeting new customers, I can hand them an invitation to that. But that's kind of, you know, the second part of this. You know, we don't get, I mean, if you're just getting people's contact information at this point, that's great, you know, and go from there. So our challenge to you, because we're actually pretty much close to our hour, you guys are going to have 2 weeks until our next, okay, the 21st is our next meeting at the same time. So 10 mini catalogs, or catalogs, a minimum per week. So that's going to be 20 people between now and then that I want you to hand them your mini catalog, and get their contact recipe card, whatever you want to hand out, and get their contact information back. Desiree, do you want to explain the picture thing if you can, real quick?
Sure. So one of our really good friends, her name is Laura Polito. She likes to take a picture of the person that she's giving the mini catalog to, because it's a really great way to just kind of say, hey, I've been challenged by my director, and we are in a competition to beat the directors in our group, and can I take your picture will you take a picture with me of giving you the catalog so I can show my group? And it kind of excites them because they're like a chosen person to be part of that. And it gets them excited, and it gets you excited. And then you get to post on the Dynamic Consultants group and tell us all about it. So it's kind of awesome. And it's it's just a one more way of actually promoting your business on Facebook too.
So do you all understand what your goal is going to be? And it's going to seem really odd and really uncomfortable, but I mean, you kind of want to be that crazy person like, oh my gosh, you know, it's so funny. I'm handing you this catalog, and my director has asked me to hand catalogs to as many new people that I don't know. And just grab your phone and be like, can I take a selfie of us? You know, and just snap it and post it. And Sonia, I know you're laughing, but it is so out there that they are going to remember you. I promise you, they're going to be like, it's that crazy lady that took my picture, you know? And if you're just really sweet about it and really fun, like they're going to have fun with it. You know, if you're just kind of that light in the middle of the day, we all kind of get the, you know, the humdrums going. So you really just want to be super positive and super outgoing, even if you have to fake it. It's totally fine.
I just posted the picture of Laura for the challenge, and you see like everybody in these pictures is smiling. They're super happy. It's fun. Oops, did I just lose? Oh wait, it says right screenshot. There you go. See, you're so smart. But she's at a nail salon. She's visiting one of her friends getting her last dose of chemo. She's at a supermarket. She's got her catalog tote with her. So she posts these all the time, and it's just so fun to watch. And she'll write a quick story, you know, met this person. And another thing that she does is she takes the older catalogs and she leaves them different places too, and she'll write on the back, you know, give this code, you know, Ava's Nail Salon or something when you contact me. And she leaves them out and about too, and that way when they call her back, she knows where she, you know, got the contact from. But she's really fun, so definitely, you know, nobody looks like they're disappointed that somebody's asking to take a picture with them.
Right. So we added all of you to the Dynamic Consultants group. I believe you're all on there. Amber, I just added you because you're newer. But that's where we're going to continue to, and so there's going to be an incentive. So all of you that are participating in these calls and are doing your homework, we have a really cool surprise planned for all of you. And all you have to do is give it an effort. This is not reward based on how many shows you book. I mean, if you're doing what we ask you to do, we have a really fun incentive for you that will just, it's very exclusive. So you will be one of the chosen few that get to be part of that. So I would like, from a nod of your heads, how many of you think you can do 10 contacts a week? So that's 20 contacts before we reconvene in 2 weeks. Does everyone think you can do that? Janine, I'm going to call you every day. You know, and that's all we're asking you to do at this point. You know, make the contacts, collect the information, just get comfortable with it. And please post every day how you're doing with it. If you struggle, if you have a conversation, you're like, I chickened out, I didn't ask her for a number. That's okay. You know, just let us know. Let us know what happened. Maybe your friends can offer you some, you know, guidance or support on things that you can do next time to not chicken out at the end, because we've all been there. I've done it too, where I've walked out of a place.
We're going to be posting our pictures too. We're going to be competing against you guys. So to see, there's more of you than us. So we're going to have to step up our game too.
Right. We're going to have to do 20 a week, I think, to keep up with these.
Wait.
Desiree has to do 30 because she's being sassy today.
Yay, me.
All right, guys. So we're going to let you go. You can mark on your calendars 2 weeks from now, 8 o'clock. It's a Thursday night. We're going to reconvene. We're going to do the next part of our training. But we don't want it to be silence until then. We want to hear from you all how you're doing with this, okay?
So next week we're not here because we have the Look and Learn opportunity event that's on Facebook. So I'm going to encourage you to make sure that you're present for that, because I'm telling you, the rush that everyone gets from that event to sign up will be something that you don't want to miss out on, and you don't want to miss out growing your team. If you bring them, we will sign them for you. That's what I've been telling my team. If you bring them, we will sign them for you. If you think you can't close the deal, that's what we're here for. So bring them to that event and we will grow your team. But you have to bring them. We can't bring them for you.
All right, ladies, we're going to let you go because it's 9 o'clock. Good luck, everyone, and we will talk to you soon.